Hello and welcome to the Stress Mastery Podcast. I am your host, Peggy Romero. And on today's podcast, I am so excited to be interviewing a young lady named Christian Seda, who is a third grade teacher and a self-made social media mogul. I don't know, but she's really popular on social media. So Christian, welcome to the Stress Mastery Podcast. I'm so happy that you took the time to help me out.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Me too. So I know you're a teacher and the over the moon mom, but tell us some more. Like, what does that mean? What do you really do?
All right. So I am a mom of two boys. That's kind of my first job. I'm also a teacher. I teach third grade. I've been teaching for now about 8 years in the school district, and I've been tutoring and homeschooling kids since I got out of college. I did my student teaching in Sheffield, England, which was really great. So I had the opportunity to backpack Europe, travel the world, and do my student teaching out of the country. And then when I came back, I just came right back into the swing of things. When I had my oldest, Hudson, I decided I kind of wanted to try to do kind of like the mom blogging thing was just starting, and I thought it would be a fun pastime to do as well. But I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing at all. So I created a side Instagram account for my personal one. And then I just started posting things here and there. But again, I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of learning as I went. And then being a first time mom, I think I just kind of like forgot about the whole account for a while because I was still learning how to parent and how to juggle everything and teaching and having a child at the same time. And then when I had my second child, my youngest Hayes, I got back into it again. And that's where it really started to take off. I put more effort into it and I saw more progress, which was really rewarding. And even just seeing that little bit of progress kind of pushed me and gave me the motivation to continue to work that angle and work towards that. And then it started becoming something that I would meet people through. I started making an income off of it. And it's been something that I really enjoy doing because I like sharing my life with other people. And I also love to travel and I like inspiring others to do the same too. So juggling 3 jobs, parenting, social media, and then being a third grade teacher.
So how old are your kids?
Hudson is 7 and Hayes is 4. So 2 boys. They have long hair. They're rocking the surfer hair. They look like girls, but no, they've got the boy style for sure. And they go to my elementary school with me. So Hudson started 2nd grade this year and Hayes has been pre-K.
I don't think they look like girls. I think they look like cute boys with long curly hair.
Adorable. That's what we're going for.
Yeah, I think they're really cute. I saw you on, I think on your Instagram or Facebook or something. I was watching you. So I'm really impressed. And since this is the Stress Mastery Podcast, I'm sure people are wondering, how in the world did you figure out how to juggle all that stuff? I mean, I know your mom, which is how I know you. So I know that she helps you, but still you have to be mentally prepared, physically prepared, emotionally prepared, and learn to like let stuff go and not just be bogged down, and because you wouldn't be having fun enjoying your life, right? And I know you're enjoying your life. I see that.
Absolutely.
So
let's see, want me to talk about stress and I guess what works best for me?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how you are handling it, managing it. Yeah.
So I think it's something that I continuously to learn how to manage. I feel like before I had kids, my biggest stress at that point was school, was having a classroom full of students and being pregnant at the same time, my first year teaching. So that was a lot. I came into the school year in November, so I didn't even start the school year with my students. They had a whole nother teacher. So that was a lot. And I think the best way that I kind of got through it was just taking time for myself as well. And being pregnant too, I needed to do that for my body also. So taking time for me, and that was one thing when I found that I was pregnant. I have amazing parents. They're super supportive. They always said that they would help me so that I could still kind of live my own life. I have incense going, so if you see smoke coming, that's what it is.
I see it, and I was thinking, I know she's not smoking. So.
No, that's something else that helps. I feel like with my stress management, and I'll get into that later. But yeah, so juggling everything and trying to work out my stress, I started really focusing on when I was pregnant and starting a career for the first time in teaching. So that helped a lot. My parents have always been there to assist me, but taking time for myself is the biggest thing. I love doing yoga and Pilates and meditating and things like that. I love burning incense or like Palo Santo, things that make me feel calm. I've done a lot of traveling in my day, and I feel like if I learn anything from it, it's ways to cope with things that come up in your life. Because when you're traveling, you're going to have good experiences, and then you're going to have, you know, some bad experiences, and you just have to learn to deal with it because you're in the moment, you're in another country, and you have to figure things out. So that definitely helped me a lot. Kind of, I guess, putting my feet in, I guess, I don't know how you'd say it, like putting my foot in the water and really stepping outside my comfort zone at a young age has definitely helped me manage the stress to where I am today.
Yeah, I think that a lot because I met you when you were a lot younger and was like, dang, this girl just goes and does go for it. She just does it. So I've heard about you from your mom a lot and your grandma, of course. So yeah, I know that you know how to handle it. So I think that's awesome. So this podcast this week is about finding the why. And so I'm asking you, like, have you always felt driven to just live this full life and just living your life to succeed beyond what most people care about or want to do or whatever? Because you do. I mean, you definitely want it. I wonder where you get your drive and if you know what your why is. Like, what's your motivation?
I have an idea of what my why is. I don't know if I was always this driven. When I first started college, I think my main concern was getting an education, of course. I have to say that, otherwise my mom would be upset with me, but also having a good experience. And that's something that I definitely wanted to do. I remember when I started college, I wanted to be a biology major. I wanted to be a pediatrician. I also would have loved to be a marine biologist and swim with dolphins all day long. That would have been great. But going into college, I also was introduced to the sorority life, and I enjoyed that, and I wanted to have fun. I'm a very social person, so I wanted to meet people and have experiences. So that kind of brought me to changing my career and becoming a teacher, because at that point in time I was like, oh, this will be easier. I love kids. Being a pediatrician's a lot. It's a lot on my sanity. I want to enjoy college too. So I decided to be a teacher instead so that I could still kind of juggle enjoying my life, which is a better way of saying, like, I wanted to party and have fun too. But I really did love kids. So I wanted to do something that I was going to be involved with children. So in the beginning, my why was kids, was working with kids. I loved being a nanny. I was a nanny for a really long time.
Oh, that's right.
I loved babysitting. And it was something that just kind of drove me. And I always knew I wanted to be a parent, absolutely. So I think my why in the beginning was definitely wanting to be there for kids and kids that are going through difficult times, and working with kids that are in schools that are from low income communities and things like that. And then as I got more towards the point where I was about to graduate, I was inspired by one of my friends who sold everything she owned and decided to travel the world. And I wanted to do that. I was like so intrigued, but I'm like, I got to finish school. I can't leave right now. So the best thing I can do was to study abroad. And that kind of gave me the opportunity to backpack before I settled down to do my student teaching in England. And I remember my mom being like, there's no way I'm letting you travel Europe by yourself. Like, there's no way. My dad's like, have you seen Taken? You can't stay in a hostel. Like, there's no way. We're not letting you do that. And at one point, I just bought my ticket. I booked it. And I think I bought my ticket maybe like 3 days before I left. It was just like all up in the air. And I went. And I think that was the best experience that I could have embarked on. And from there, my why became doing things to see more of the world and to make myself happy. And that's still my why now. Of course, my kids are my why too, but I want to show them that you can still enjoy your life while being a parent and seeing the world all at the same time.
Yeah, so you're talking about being so interested always in kids and wanting to be an influence on them and to be able to be with them and love them. So your Instagram or your business is called Over the Moon Mom, right? So tell us about that, like, because that helps serve your purpose, keeps you on your goal of being with kids and influencing kids and helping.
So when I first got into it, I started trying to do the whole mom blog angle. My sister, Ashley, she is very good with graphics, as you know, and she helped me with my website, and she also helped me come up with Over the Moon Mom. I've always loved space. My classroom is space themed, so that kind of went together, and just being like over the moon, like I love you, to the moon and back. is
Mm-hmm.
something that we've just kind of said a lot when I was growing up. So that's how my Instagram handle became. And I just love sharing things that I like to do with the kids, products and things that I enjoy using with them. Traveling is a big one, especially now. I love that I can kind of be able to still travel the world with my children. I'm trying to mold them to be really great travelers, and they've definitely impressed me. But sharing just my life with others and trying to inspire people to step out of their comfort zone and to be okay with like leaving your baby who's not one yet at home so you can go have me time and enjoy your life for a weekend, or bringing your kids with you to go out of the country. A lot of people are intimidated by that, and it can be scary, but if you just try it, you'll see that it's a lot easier than you think. And maybe at times it will be difficult, but you kind of work to manage your stress and to calm yourself down and get through it, and you'll be super appreciative afterwards.
Yeah, I think it's so such a great life experience for kids to be able to go out of the country, travel the world, go on cruises, meet different people, see different cultures. And I could see, like, when my older daughter was young, I didn't have enough money to do any of that kind of stuff. But my younger kids got to do a lot of stuff. And they're like, and she's the one at home, more living. I wouldn't say she's in a shell because she's not shy or anything. She's my kid after all. But my other kids are like, yeah, let's go do it. You know, they're not the what if kids. And she is like, well, wait. You know, I have to have a plan. And it's just, I think it's just because I wasn't able to offer her all those experiences when she was young. So her comfort zone, her little cage that she lives in is much smaller than like what my younger kids are, or what your kids obviously are, because I know your kids have gone a lot of places with you and they're already experiencing the world, and they're at such a young age that they're comfortable with it, and they'll just be comfortable. You know, by the time they're teenagers, of course they're going to travel abroad. Of course they're going to study, you know, someplace else. So it's awesome. I think that's a really good benefit that you're giving them. That's great. I'm glad.
I think so too. And that's definitely a perk to my career and being a teacher, is that I'm able to do that because I have the summers off, and doing social media, I can kind of still make somewhat of an income while I'm away as well. So there are ways to do it so that you can make it affordable or even attainable. It's just finding a way to do that. And like you said, finding your why, finding your purpose, and being driven. Driven to
staying on task, keeping focused, right? So how, this is just for me, but I'm sure other people want to know too. How do you make money off social media? People just say, hey, I see you have, well, how many followers do you have? I looked before, you have thousands. I don't remember how many thousand.
In the grand scheme of things, I don't even have that many followers compared to other people I even follow. I have around 20,000. But I think it took less than 10,000 before I first started getting paid. In the beginning, a lot of it is, you know, receiving product, and in exchange, maybe posting about it, sharing about it. And I was always a firm believer in only posting things that I support. So if it's something that I don't agree with, or some product that I didn't enjoy, I wouldn't post about it. I don't want to share things unless it's something that I truly enjoy or that I use myself. So it started just like that, and I grew a following as much as I could. I feel like, in a way, before social media became such a craze that it is today, it was a little bit easier. Now I feel like it can be a little bit more challenging because everyone's trying to do it, which is great. But I feel like a couple years ago it was a little bit easier. But I would say, I think my first paycheck was with like a kids vitamin company, and I think it was maybe for like $100, and I had to create a post and some stories, and I really enjoyed the vitamins and thought they were great. But it was really exciting seeing like, oh wow, I can actually like make.
I did it.
Too, exactly. Like I got my first check. Like, this is awesome. And from there, it just kind of continued to increase. Now that it's more popular, there's a lot of platforms where you can kind of like log in. You can see different like different brands that want to work with you, or different jobs, and you can apply to them. And then if you get accepted, then they'll send you a brief and let you know how much money you're going to make and things like that. So that's really cool. I was focusing on like the monetary value for a really long time. Not a long time, maybe like a year or two. And then I realized I could use this to travel. And now I feel like that's my biggest thing, like working with hotels or like Legoland or different theme parks. I almost get just as much happiness out of that because I can provide experiences for my kids. So the
Well,
money
yeah.
is absolutely, but the experiences are wonderful too.
Well, if you take the money, then you just take that money and go buy an experience with it. So you might as well just
exactly.
get
You
the
can do that
experience.
too. Yeah, and you can do that too. I just love when I could. My kids are great. They're super cute, and a lot of the things that I do are promoting things for kids also. So
Yeah.
they get paid in Legos. That's their paycheck.
Oh, that's cool. And they got to go to Hawaii with you just like 2 weeks ago, right?
Absolutely. We went to Hawaii. We were in Costa Rica for a month. Went to Florida. We've been to Zion. We've been busy this summer. It's been fun.
That is
Definitely.
so cool. Yeah, I always ask Ashley what you're doing or your mom what you're doing. You're always somewhere. I think it's so neat. So, okay, so you're obviously, I mean, I've never worked with you as far as stress master or anything, but I know that you're a really grounded person. So you obviously have like spiritual maturity and emotional maturity. So were you purposely working on yourself, or did this just kind of come from because your mom's really grounded?
Right. Oh yeah.
And smart and loving and nurturing. And I mean, she even tries to take care of me, and I'm older than her. But I don't know if it just came naturally to you, or if you said, like you said, oh, I'm going to start, doing yoga, and I'm going to start, meditation and all that. So how long have you been purposely working on yourself?
I would say probably since college, I would think. I remember taking a yoga class in college, and I thought it was a great opportunity to kind of relax in the middle of a busy day. And then when I started doing the yoga class, I found out that you get like shavasana, and you can just lay there for 5 minutes and basically fall asleep, and it's a great. So I was hooked. And then after that, it just became something that I enjoyed, and I felt that I was calm, and I could kind of just reset after a busy day or start my day that way. So that's something I started doing in college. And then I guess just finding myself along the way, being in a sorority and being exposed to so many different types of people, I feel like definitely helped too. I think in college, I definitely found more of like a hippie side to myself. I took a history of the Beatles class too, and all that kind of brought me down like a spiritual path as well, just studying music and people from different cultures and places around the world. And then traveling brought a lot of that also. So I think finding myself through my whole journey, and I mean, I'm still finding myself, and I still find ways that I see that that help me with stress management and things like that. But I noticed that I'm a very busy person. Like I like to be busy. It's hard for me to sit down. I feel like I'm most at ease almost when I have this like constant go, go, go life. Like I love always having something to look forward to, another trip planned or something like that, because that kind of, in a sense, calms me down. It's something that I know that I'm going to enjoy, that I could look forward to, I could work towards to until I get there. So that helps a lot too, as well.
Yeah, I want to work with you, just not now, but ourselves, because I really am interested in finding what your purpose is. Because in stress mastery, we all have a purpose, and there's this simple exercise that we could work together on, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. And I'm really interested in seeing what your purpose is, because like mine's vitality, and I love to like raise up other people's energy, but it might be growth or inspire, I'm really curious. So
I feel like I might be similar to you with the same purpose there, because I mean, if I wasn't a teacher, I would love like party planning or like curating experiences for people. I love it, like planning trips. I love all of it. I love making sure people have a great time and that they experience everything to the absolute fullest. And seeing that makes me happy as well. So I feel like I might be on the same page with you.
You might be. Yeah, we're probably both vitality purpose, which I think they're awesome. They keep the energy up for the rest of the world. So
I'm a Leo, so that makes sense. I feel like my Leo zodiac sign definitely goes with that too.
Yeah, maybe. I'm an Aquarius, so I don't know. We have to ask your grandma about that, because she's really into that stuff. So this growth that you have, since you started it when you were so young, are you like 30 years old now? I don't know how old you are.
33.
Oh, you're getting older. So I don't think that, I mean, the growth, your personal growth and your path has definitely impacted your life, because it's exploded you into the lovely woman that you are, that has all these experiences. And I really doubt that your family has been shaken up or anything by the way you are, because like you're always like this. I remember when I met you, I think maybe it was 10 or 12 years ago, you were young. Yeah. And you're like, oh, I'm going to come and visit you. I haven't been to Washington. I want to come and stay at your 5 acres. I was like, all right. And I was like, this girl's really going to be there because you just love to do everything. So I try and ask people in this podcast, like if their growth is changing their life experience and changing the relationships that they have. Mm-hmm. But I think that you've settled into it so much that you just have naturally been growing and evolving the whole time. So I think that people would be shaken up by you not behaving like this. Right? Like, what's wrong, Christian? Mm-hmm. What happened to you? You know? Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that you feel that all of this personal growth and all the learning you've done is totally a journey worth taking, right? So let me just ask you then, do you have different plans for the future? What do you see for your future? What are you going to be doing?
I think, what do I see for the future? I know I want to continue to travel. I feel like being out of the country for a month with my kids went better than I could have ever imagined. I mean, we crossed borders together to neighboring countries. It was all such a great experience that I think it's something that I definitely want to continue doing. And being a teacher, I have the ability to do that, having,
summer off.
Exactly. So I definitely see that in my future. And I would love to take more of a turn with my blog and social media to more traveling with family. And that's something that I definitely have a passion in. And I share it already, but it would be nice to really dive deeper into that and share more experiences. But I am juggling 3 jobs right now. I mean, my kids are little, so it's a little bit harder having more free time for that because I'm needed a lot more since they're still at a young age. And then being a teacher as well is definitely time consuming. I don't leave school and not take things with me. All my work from school comes home with me as well. That's something they don't tell you when you're a teacher, like when you want to until you're already there. But definitely when I have the time, that's something that I want to look forward to too, is just focusing more on travel and sharing experiences with families and showing them how they can have both. You can travel and you can bring your kids with you, or you can travel without your kids. And it's okay to not feel that parent guilt or mom guilt when you leave your kids for a weekend, because we need that time for ourselves too, especially if we're going to be the best parent that we can be. We need to have time for ourselves as well.
Yeah, you have to recharge or you got nothing to give, right? So exactly. Then what's your third job? If you're a teacher and you're a social media person, are you 2 things in social media? Or what's your third job?
No, it's really just those 2. And then I guess I consider being a mom my third job. 11 to 12 hours worth of activities. We haven't started all our activities because school's just starting, but usually it's about 12 hours a week. So after school and on the weekend. So it's a lot. I'm like a carpool driver or Uber driver 24/7.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I don't know how I could have forgot that, because I always felt like, because I was a housewife for a long time and people would go, oh, well, you don't work. And it's like, really? I work all day and I help this person's kids too, because that mom's not home. There's a million things to do when you're a mom. You never, ever, ever get to get done. So sorry. Didn't mean to be disrespectful on that one.
No, not at all.
So, Christian, how can people get a hold of you if they want to? Because people are going to want to follow you and like you and love you and see what you're up to.
You can head to my Instagram account, Over the Moon Mom. I'm most active on Instagram. You can see all of our travel activities. You can always send me messages about information about travel or finding good deals for traveling or travel hacks or anything to do with kids or just anything at all. Definitely most active on Instagram, and I'm happy to help or share information, anything that I can do.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you want to say to our audience? Because I know that they're probably thinking, Peggy, ask her this, but I can't think of anything else. I do think you're very interesting though.
Thank you. I think my biggest piece of advice is to not think too much into situations and always give yourself a push to do the experiences that you're doubting. I know a lot of the best memories that I've had in my life have come from me doubting whether or not I should do this and then just taking the plunge. As an example, when we were in Costa Rica, I really wanted to go to Nicaragua and visit some friends there. I was a little nervous about bringing the kids across border and literally walking across the border. but we did it, and it was such an amazing experience, and I'm so glad that I pushed myself to do that. And I feel like that goes for anything in life. Sometimes we put up our walls when we're faced with something that's unfamiliar. And I just feel like the best advice is just to push through it and see what happens, and give yourself that opportunity or chance, because something really amazing might come from it.
Exactly. We call that expanding the comfort zone. It's very, very, very important. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And I thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So guys, that's it for today's show. Remember, our mission here is to create a shift in the planet. And you can join us on that mission by simply like, share, and subscribe. The links are right below the show notes. As always, until next time, stay inspired.